still unloading from Trap Mountain here. Look at the hiking shoes. Ones that got soaked in water. And yeah, so I vlogged a little bit yesterday when they were picking up the car.
You smoke cigars?
Huh?
You smoke cigars?
No.
You don't smoke cigars?
No. Nope. So, truck just got picked up. I'm sorry, I'm recording on my phone. Truck just got picked up. What am I saying? Lambo just got picked up for its very first oil change ever. Shout out to Lambo Paramus of Paramus, New Jersey for their A+ service. I don't know why these ram horns, they actually don't hit the horn until you get a little bit further in. Like, it's not a sensitive horn. It actually pisses me off because if you want to beep twice, I don't know, it's delayed. Anyways, shout out to Lambo Paramus for their A+ service. They got that thing loaded up and out of here in like 5 minutes. They're very good at what they do. I mean, they put vented doors on trailers all day long, and I told them it was low, but they know what they're doing. So that thing's going over to the dealership right now to get an oil change. It's going to take about a week. Also, the bumper, finally, it is completely done. It took a while. I told Brody to take his time because I wanted it 100% perfect, like factory. And I didn't want it to be exactly how it was because I'm paying $9 grand. I might as well change it up a bit. There's not really much you could change up on the bumper. So the plastic that's in back of the actual bumper cover itself, we ended up doing gloss black. It comes textured plastic. So I didn't really like that. So we did gloss black on that. And what we're gonna do is, as soon as the car is done with the oil change, it's going to get dropped off at ACI Dynamics. I just don't really have the time right now to put that bumper on, so we're gonna bring it straight to ACI, have them take off the old, disgusting, destroyed bumper, and slap the new one on. Keep in mind, it got painted, but it still needs to be XPEL wrapped. So I have XPEL Stealth wrapped the whole entire car. So it needs to get the XPEL Stealth wrap done. And for that, it needs to be on the car because they need to stretch it, and you can't stretch it when it's on a bumper stand. So they're gonna throw it on the car, put the XPEL on, and then I'll be good. And then after that, I'm gonna put about 3,000 miles in the car. And then by then, I'm gonna need another oil change, and I'm gonna ship it out to California and get it twin turboed by Sheepy Race. So that's my plan for that thing. That is going to be probably a few months from now. I mean, I put miles on that thing like it's my job. I don't drive it every day, but when I do drive it, I'm normally going for a drive for like the whole day. So 3,000 miles will come sooner than expected. And as soon as that comes, we're gonna be shipping it out to California. And that will be vlogged. The whole entire experience, the whole entire build will be vlogged by myself and probably Sheepy as well. So we got some good stuff coming to the channel. It's just that COVID is really delaying everything right now. Not only shipments and everything. So we're doing our best to bring you guys content, but we're also very, very busy. So it's a little difficult, but we're doing our best, and there's definitely good things to come. But as soon as we get the bumper back from Brody, I'm actually gonna send Squid, Sam, over to Brody to pick it up with this truck. And as soon as he gets back, you know what, we'll probably go over a few things that we have planned for this truck as well. I'm in the new limited. Bumper's back. Are you recording? Bumper for the Lambo's back. For those of you that have been asking where the Lambo's been, it's been pretty much just chilling. It needs an oil change, so what? I didn't want to drive it and blow the thing up because that's expensive. So I just waited until I can get it to New Jersey. And one of their drivers that pick up the cars for their clients quit. So I was waiting for them to hire someone new. They did, scheduled to pick up. So it's over there getting an oil change now because I put, I think, 3,000 miles on it since I bought it. And as soon as it gets back, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna have it dropped off directly to Bryce over at ACI Dynamics. I'm gonna put this bumper back together because we didn't show you guys us taking it apart. It was the biggest pain in the ass to take apart because these bumpers are literally meant to stay together, and that's it. So we took it apart. We undid what all those little Italians did in Italy, and the little Italian in America undid it. So got it painted, got the back piece of the bumper as well, the actual structural bumper painted, all gloss black, so it's not textured plastic anymore. And I haven't seen it yet, so let's take this thing out. Let's see how this thing looks.
Brody, shout out to him. He has a hurt ankle, or he pulled something, so he's like limping real bad, but yet he wrapped this. with some little help.
Oh, wait, no,
still,
not yet.
still attached.
There you go. Tape?
Yeah,
That strong?
that's some good tape. 3M painter's grade green. On sale now at LGNDSupplyCo.com.
No, it's not. Speaking of LGNDSupplyCo.com, no. Well, you can't see it, but that white DENALI on the other side of that Cummins. That giveaway ends next Friday. So, give him a rat tail. Ah!
Give her a nice blowout.
Can you crop Paulie D's face on my face?
Yeah. Then.
So, it's a little bit dusty, but just waiting on its new tire to get mounted. Such a pain in the ass.
Little peg leg.
So gross. Like this.
Peg leg. Remember the thing we just absolutely destroyed? Well,
If they watch the video.
That was
when you watch it,
the DENALI.
that was the before, and this is the after. It looks kind of good right now.
Alright, anyways. So remember, if you guys watched the vlog where it actually got hit and there was a big chunk missing out of... Yeah, okay. So there's a big chunk missing. There's about to be another big chunk missing. Right over here. Right on this black part. Can you see it from over there? It doesn't,
Oh, yeah, you
doesn't
can.
look like you can. So we thought that this piece right here, this black piece, was one separate piece from the rest of the bumper, like a little cover that clips on. Not the case. Not only that, but it's split right where the black ends. So right here, it's split completely. So what we did temporarily was ACI used some panel bond or some type of adhesive. I don't know what.
Epoxy.
Used some type of epoxy. I don't know what he was, but it was crazy. Or Quickset, I think it was called. Quickset. Anyways, he used an epoxy to re-plastic weld it basically for the time being until I got my new bumper, because this piece is not replaceable. It's all one whole piece. There's nothing on this bumper comes apart. The only thing that does come apart, which didn't seem like it when we got the bumper, was the back piece. So that's the actual bumper here. This is the bumper cover. Now
That's gonna fall.
that was a pain in the ass, because what happens is from factory, every single sharp angle, so every single spot that had a sharp angle or was flat was double-sided taped to the black piece, so that, because obviously this is so flimsy, you don't want that ever, you know, just flapping around in the wind. So everything was double-sided taped on all of these flat edges over here. So basically, since you can't pry up because there's nowhere to actually pry from, you have to literally pry and pull away from the tape, but the tape's sitting like this and you're pulling this way, so it's a lot harder than pulling up from tape. So we had to do that for the whole entire bumper, and when we first brought it to Brody to get painted, he painted the whole entire bumper together, and he masked off all of this black plastic and some overspray, obviously because so much had to get masked. Some overspray got on the black plastic, so I was like, all right, you know what, I'll take it back, take it completely apart, and since this is textured plastic, might as well differentiate it from the other bumper that I had, the OEM bumper, because it was all textured plastic with, of course, the painted bumper. So we did all this gloss black because no one really has that on the Huracan unless you wrap it, but I can guarantee you not many people have taken apart these bumpers. When I tell you it was one of the most difficult things we've done here, it was one of the most difficult things we've done here. Rivets everywhere, probably about 100 rivets, 50 feet of double-sided tape, and
it's not like your normal 3M tape.
some screws too.
It's
some Italian-made crazy tape, crazy adhesive. But anyway, so this has to go back on here. Instead of double-sided tape, we're gonna use silicone, of course, because of course it's not permanent. Neither is double-sided tape. But what are you doing? What are you doing? Practicing wheeling?
Maybe.
So double-sided tape is not permanent either, that's what I was getting. But we're gonna use silicone just because if we do need to take it apart ever again, we can at least take it apart without having to almost break the bumper by prying. Silicone you could just rip or cut with a razor blade and it'll come off, but if you don't cut it, it's not moving. Silicone's vibrating.
It's not moving.
It's not moving. Silicone's just awesome. As long as you
the hair,
as long as you
not
use the right
moving.
silicone.
And you let it cure.
And you let it cure. Yep. So we have to put this thing back together. We're not going to do it right now. It's definitely a very timely project.
You don't want to rush it or anything. 'Cause
No, but I just wanted to
it's not
show you
your
guys
normal
how the
Civic
bumper
off the
came
street.
out. So everything's gloss black on here. Well, it was all textured plastic. All of these little marks you see right here were where the double-sided tape was. So you're not going to see any of that. But everything that's gloss black was textured plastic. That's what you actually see through the bumpers. So this is not today's project. Tomorrow's project.
It's gonna look good, bro. No?
It's going to look good.
Then it's It's got to get a re-expel stealth wrap, and then put 3,000 miles in the car. And then after that, by then it'll probably need another oil change. So instead of actually getting an oil change from Lambo, we're gonna take it over to Sheepy. So I would say it's gonna take me 2 or 3 months to, probably 3 months to put 3,000 miles on it, because we have a couple rallies coming up. Sheepy race in about 3 months. So the dually tires in Pennsylvania, tire arrived on Monday. Jerry is backed up with other work just in his shop, so that's probably gonna take about, he said he was gonna try and get it done by Friday. If that's the case, then we can pick it up early next week. But that's really it with this thing. This thing's perfectly fine, just need the tire. The Mega Cab, so it seems almost impossible to find parts that you can get quick. Wheels, American Force wheels, they're actually switching factories right now. If you guys didn't know, or you're waiting on wheels, taking a long time, because they're moving factories. They're going from Florida to North Carolina, or South Carolina, North Carolina, one of the Carolinas. They're moving warehouses completely. Nothing's gonna be in Florida anymore. And on top of that, they are also taking on all fuel wheels. So all fuel wheels are being made by American Force now. So it is very hectic for them, and their turnaround times are extended to about anywhere between like 6 to 10 weeks. So wheels for that thing are gonna take quite a while. I'm gonna try and push them. Like they always help me out, so they'll do their best, but right now it's not looking too good for wheels. The rest of the truck, all motor performance-wise, we have everything pretty much lined up. So that thing will be taken apart. Probably next week we'll start on it. So the build series on that thing, both exterior and performance-wise, will start next week. We're gonna start with the exterior and engine in that, well, at least paint work and engine, sorry. And then focus on the suspension later, because that's what's taking the longest. But it's gonna be a sick truck. We're doing something a little different with the color of the wheels. If you guys think you can guess the color wheels we're not doing polished and we're not doing brushed. So, and not black. First time I'm doing an actual colored wheel. Actually, no, that's a lie. I had the polished.
Rose gold.
I had polished and rose gold. It was more orange than it was rose gold. Specialties on my 2018 F250 that Tristan 4 now has, LGND2. Put a picture of it here, just so they can see, with the rose gold wheels. So, I had one set of colored wheels, but those weren't even full color. These are gonna be full color, crazy color, very bright. Try and guess the color. If you do, I'll say yes. If you do, I'll say yes.
I don't even know the color.
You don't? I didn't tell you yet.
No.
All right, anyways, I won't. And suspension, we're gonna go with Flight Fabrications for all of the components. 4-link arm, upgraded 4-link arms, because it comes 4-linked in the front and the rear. And so we're gonna do front, rear, Flight Fabrications 4-link arm. Their adjustable track bar, and a few other small things.
He's just facing out in the background, so he just looks like a ghost.
We're doing King shocks. The thing is with the 2500s, the 3500 I had before this was it had King shocks, but since they're leaf spring rears, the shock mounts are outside of the frame. On these, they're actually inside of the frame. So basically, instead of the shock being on the outside of the frame, which means you could do any size shock, you are very limited here because the shock literally goes inside the frame. So actually, speaking of which, I gotta get measurements on this shock, send it over to Trevor Hall of PMF Suspension. If you guys are ever looking for any Ford suspension, they do some Ram stuff too, but mainly the Ford stuff. The lift that's on my 450 is PMF Suspension, so if you're ever looking for a badass lift kit, quality lift kit, hit up Trevor. If you're ever looking for King shocks, he always stocks them. So whenever I need shocks, whether it's for a Ford or a Ram, doesn't matter, I'll hit him up and I'll tell him the dimensions, how long I need it, the mounting type, and then he'll customize them and send them out, versus waiting. I think King shocks normally is like 4 to 10 weeks out. I can imagine how much further out they are now on their turnaround times. So King shocks on this thing, we got to get measurements for him, send it over to him. But I mean, it's going to be a pretty simple suspension-wise setup, just very nice and clean, not too much going on. And eventually we might do bags, but being it's going to be about a 750 horsepower truck, that might not be the smartest thing. And also just for reliability, just in case, because we're going to be towing. I mean, even down the road, 3 years down the road, I don't want to pop a bag, but I might be for it. We'll see. I haven't made my decision on the bags yet. That's why I'm doing this setup first. We'll see. I haven't said anything about the lift height or anything. I just said the components I'm using. So powder color, you guys don't know too much yet, but
the hitch is going to be on the ground. What?
Pretty much everything is, no, it's not going to be on the ground. Yeah, hitch going to be on the ground. Front's going to be about a 7-inch lift with stock tires. Actually, speaking of which, the bed cover that came on this thing, not a fan of it. It's one of those soft bed covers, OEM, and it's actually in back of the Denali right now. I'll show you. So, if you guys want this, make me a reasonable, I have no idea what these things sell for. Give me like $200 for it and come pick it up. It fits a mega cab, 6'4" bed. Also, stock wheels will be for sale.
They're already sold.
Never mind, stock wheels are not for sale. But we have quite a bit of work to do on this thing, so everything's ordered up, or at least almost everything's ordered up. And we have quite a lot of build vlogs coming up. Paracon's got a few vlogs coming up. Probably end up building the Razor soon too, because that thing's just been sitting. That thing hasn't been ridden.
Maybe a little house
happening?
house update.
House update. House we were looking at.
What
Didn't end up going through. Someone else put an offer in. And I think that's getting accepted. So we found another house 10 minutes down the road, and it's pretty sick. But I won't show you guys because you might buy it. So I'm going to look at that tomorrow at noon. So that might be happening very soon. The office, we're pretty much completely moved in there, so we'll start doing some vlogs from the office as well. I mean, not sure if you guys want to see that, so if you guys want to see some more like behind the scenes stuff, or just
Put it down in the comments.
Chilling, then put it in the comments. What else we got going on? Just a lot of builds. We have the 450 that we got to get fixed. Ram, which just needs to be built completely. DENALI's getting given away, so that thing is going to be piecing soon. I'm kind of sad because that's an awesome truck, but I'm happy I got this thing because it's going to be fast, and I needed a fast truck. DENALI's fast, don't get me wrong, but this thing's going to be absolutely ridiculous. I mean, 750 horsepower, some people are going to be like, this guy's crazy. 750 horsepower is not crazy. A good daily, and it's a very, very fun truck. I mean, that's the same setup that we had in LGND1, which was about 800 horsepower, and that's the reason I bought a 2500, was because of the 4-link rear, which is exactly how LGND1 was, and pretty much doing the exact same motor work as LGND1, just on a 5th gen. So it's going to be a fun truck, that's for sure, and it's going to look absolutely sick. So hopefully it separates itself from the rest of the trucks that look like my old one now, because there are a lot. I didn't show this in the last video, which I meant to.
Brody mentioned it today.
Brody did?
Yeah, he said
right, so
the guy.
And I have nothing wrong with any of these people. I just want to point out that their truck looks like my old truck. So this is the reason I'm not doing the exact same setup. However, I'll tell you right now, the paint on this truck is going to be pretty much the same as the old one.
Started out with the one that looks most like your old truck.
No, I'm just going through. So these are all different trucks, not different pictures of the same truck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the one that looks most like my old truck. Brody painted it. Thank you, Brody, for making a copy of my truck. And then that's my truck, just to show you guys. June 2nd, 2019, first one to do it 7 hours ago. This was like 2 days ago. But either way, I don't really care. I'm just saying the reason I'm doing a different color wheel and different type of setup is because so many people have done the old setup. And I think this setup might look way better than the old one. Not 100% sure, but I'm sure. I just don't want to give it away yet. So, got a lot in the works. But we got to put that bumper together tomorrow. Might or might not vlog it, but either way, we'll have another vlog for you guys in a day or two. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next vlog. Oh, don't forget to get entered into LGND9 if you haven't, because, you know, you can win that truck in $20,000 cash. All right, peace.